What's up, y'all? I'm back again, just on here, just spilling out some thoughts. I appreciate all the ones that support my content from the beginning to the end and not afraid to give me that like and that follow. I appreciate you so much. So it's Sunday and I had to come outside to get a break because I was getting ready to trigger again. For you all that don't know, I'm going through a grievance that I'm having a hard time moving through because I'm so stressed out by life itself. So every now and then I'll have a car chronicles, or I'll come outside just to just to talk a little bit, just to get away from a different atmosphere. It helps me regulate myself. I am raising my great nephew, and I don't want him to see me when I'm uneasy, because I don't want to make him feel any type of way. He's 9, and what I feel doesn't have anything to do with him, and I don't want to make him feel like, feel bad about how I'm feeling. So anyway, I always just step out, step away. He's inside, with my son, so everything is cool. And he knows that Auntie is right outside in the car. So I just I'm trying to keep myself grounded to where I feel okay about what's going on. I am retired, and it's not by choice. And at this point, I didn't have any other choice but to retire. And being retired at age 53 is very hard because you don't get the income that you would get if you're like 65. I guess you would get that. But anyway, I'm partially disabled because I'm not able to do the things physically that I used to be able to do. I have a problem with my spine, and it was a problem with the knee. The main thing is the spine. The spine is what holds everything up, to where I'm able to do stuff. And trying to lose weight at the same time, is a task. My metabolism has always been slow. I've always had an issue with my metabolism, and I go up and down. Like, I lose a certain amount of weight and then it stops. I hit a plateau. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But I'm under stress. And I just want to tell people that when somebody tells you that they're really stressed out, don't take that lightly, because you never know and have no idea what a person is actually going through. And, everybody goes through things in life, and it's up to them to try to figure out how to go through it. Now, I am in counseling, and I'm going to tell you that it works to a certain point, but you also have to work it and do your part. So I can actually tell you that I've never been in this spot to where I've never grieved this hard. I've never been this stressed out to where I have no place to go to where I can say I'm at peace for a few minutes. I'm stressed out on the property that I live on. I'm grateful for it, but it's very stressful living here. I'm very stressed out in my home. So the only time I can find a little bit of peace is inside my car, and I can't sit out here, all day, all night. It's a task for me to get out of the car. It's very painful to get out of the car because of my spine problem. Getting in the car is not so bad. Getting out is hell. And just the basic things that I have to do because I'm cleaning up, it's a task. I have to stop and take a break. So anyway, this past week, my buttons were pressed. And I'm trying to get to the point to where I can just block out everything. But you know what? I had to think about this thing. I'm tolerating more people in my life than I should. And when you're tolerating somebody, that means you have to deal with them. You know what I'm saying? It's not the fact that you don't care or you don't love them or anything like that. It's just that when it comes to the point to where you're tolerating somebody, it becomes a burden. To me, it's a burden. And I'm getting to the point to where I'm getting so stressed out to where I don't feel like I want to be bothered. And it's too much going on right now that I just want to be left alone, because I got a lot of stuff to do, a lot of stuff to catch up on. And I want the best for not only my life, because I always put myself last. I want the best for, for my nephew. I'm taking care of him. I want the best for his little sister. I want the best for my sister's kids. My parents, just my family in general, you know what I'm saying? And my friends. Everybody that I'm connected to, I want to see the best for them. You understand? Even some of my Facebook friends that I haven't even met. I got love for y'all, my cousins and everybody. I never want to see anybody in the light of where they're facing major depression and they can't breathe in this life. You only given one life to live, and you never know when your time is up. And I feel like I have spent more time mourning people that are alive as though they're dead, and tolerating people more in my life than I should. For me to have to not tolerate these people, I can say it's not possible. You know what I'm saying? I have to continue to do what I have to do, especially living on this property. This property was bought out in year 2000 by HOC. And I don't have a voucher. So I'm not a part of the HOC system or whatever you want to call it. And because I've been living here for so long, I've been living here for over 30 years. And reason being is because there was no reason for me to move. For what? Rent is expensive as heck out here, and I wasn't ready to buy a house. When I was ready to buy a house, I was going through a divorce. So I didn't buy a house. Okay? Better be safe than sorry, and I'm glad I didn't. And then when I retired from working at the hospital, I had to roll over my 401k to my IRA account. Fast forwarding, living off the IRA account, for a little while and having to rebuild it back up. You go through things in life and everything, and I kept working. I stayed working, you know what I'm saying? So it was never a period of time where I didn't work. It's just now that I can't physically do everything that I want to do now, and they won't let me go back to work fully. So, and even just to even think about it, I'm unable to do it physically. So that is weighing on me, to be 53 and not being able to do the things that I need to do to take care of my life, to take care of other people that are dependent on me, especially my nephew. I want to take him different places, see different things. Thank God for his grandparents that are able to do, things and take him places, different spots. His mom takes him, to water parks and things like that. Things that I'm not able to do. And, I feel bad about it because I wanted to take him, to amusement park. And I'm thinking, you're not going to be able to walk around there like that. I'm going to have to get a scooter. And I don't feel bad about it because I adjust to whatever I had to adjust to, But at the end of the day, it feels good to talk to somebody and to get out what you are feeling. Because you never know. You could be helping somebody with your original testimony. You understand? So, I've always felt like in my lifetime I've been alone. Not having the support of my family completely 100%. Because you got a lot of people in the family that talk behind your back. They get information just so they can go and run their mouth. Add their little twist on it. They assume things. Or they say things, they pitch things up in your face. You know what I'm saying? And nobody should ever be like that. Nobody should ever try to make you feel little about yourself. Nobody should ever make you feel like you're not worth anything. Nobody should ever make you feel like like you don't matter, because you do. And when you're fighting certain situations and you don't share it with people, people will assume. Let them assume. You and God know what you're going through. You and God know exactly what you're going through. And at the end of the day, you're not down here to please anybody. You're here to please the Lord. You understand? So it's a hard situation when you are trying to do the best that you can, and there's so many stumbling blocks, things that are happening that are out of your control, and you're trying to figure things out. But the one thing that you shouldn't have to deal with is people pitching things up in your face. You know, that's not good. You know, I don't know what's on my face. My face is dry. You know, people pitching things up in your face. It's not a good thing. You know, nobody should ever do that. Try to make you feel like you ain't worth nothing, or you ain't been doing what you're supposed to be doing. I've had many responsibilities in my life. Many responsibilities. You understand? By being a single parent at one point, yeah, I had millions of responsibilities to take care of, you know, and I wanted my son to grow up having the best, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to take him certain places, and I did. I did everything that I was supposed to do. My son he's never wanted for anything. You know what I'm saying? His father's side, my side of the family always made things happen for him. And I thank God over that, because God put a promise over his life. And today is his birthday, his 35th birthday. And I thank God for him still being here and being able to help me and do the things that I need to have done. I know it's a burden to him at some point. I want him to go and live his life. I really do. But I thank God that he's mature enough to where he's able to assist, you know, even when he doesn't want to. But at the end of the day, when you're independent, you don't want that. You want to take care of things and get it done and move on to the next. That's how I am. I'd rather get things done and move on to the next. But unfortunately, things are not that way at this point. Some things can happen, because I still make things happen. I don't just sit around and just sit around. And at the end of the day, you got to keep pushing forward. So I just get on here to say, if you know somebody that's really completely stressed out, don't add on to their stress. If it's something that they will allow you to assist with, or something that they're going to tell you about that they're going through, don't try to stick a knife in it and turn it. You know what I'm saying? To try to make them feel worse, or go run your mouth and talk to somebody else about what the next person is going through. You know what I'm saying? In other words, if you're not doing anything that's going to help them, move along. If you're doing something that you're trying to benefit yourself, and you know this person is going through stress and they telling you that they're going through stress, leave them alone at this point. Send out a prayer. You know what I'm saying? Send out a SOS or something to them. Don't sit there and try to add on more stress than they're already carrying at this point. If somebody calls me and they continue to call me and I don't answer the phone, you have a mental problem. If you continue to call and I don't answer your call, that means I don't want to talk, or I am busy if I don't return your call. To keep calling somebody over and over and over again and send a text message and they don't respond, and you keep doing it, you're liable to get cussed out or cut off when it has to do with me. I don't care at this point who it is. If you are doing it, you have to understand, stay in your boundaries. I don't care what your situation is at this point. If you got somebody, if you encounter somebody doing that and going through something, people are at their vulnerable state. And you keep coming at them and keep coming at them, keep coming at them. You know, things can happen, you know. And when I cut folk off, let me tell you something. I take it unto death, because I have to internalize everything that I do, all my actions. If that person was to pass away and I know that we weren't seeing eye to eye or something, would I be okay with it? And my answer would be yes. You know why? Because At the end of the day, I know I've done the best that I could. I know I've brought you peace because I want the same as what I give out. I don't want karma or anything to come find me in the wrong way because of the way that I treated you when I know it wasn't right. I wasn't in the right. Therefore, if I cut you off, if I stop talking, if I stop dealing with you 100%, just understand I'm good with my decision. I'm totally good with my decision. I don't have anything to feel guilty about. There's no stone left unturned when it comes to my part because I want to make sure that I'm doing the best that I can. You understand? Making the right decision. That if I was to see God face to face, that if I see him, that if he asks me the question, I'm going to tell him the truth. I'm going to give him the right answer and the right truth to whatever he has to say and any question that he has to ask me. Because you can't lie. How you going to lie to the Lord? Because I'm not going to lie. But at the end of the day, when a person is stressed out, send them love, peace, prayer, and light. If not, get on out of the way. Let them go through what they got to go through. Stop taking it personal and let them deal with whatever it is they have to deal with. Okay? That's my advice for somebody that's stressed out and at their wits' end. You heard it straight from me. I'm a poster child for it. Take it easy.